students. So we make we have do this. Oh yes, we create this space just for you. Make we talk about you. Make we talk about school, government, and politics, sports, academics, anything that concern you. I don't know where they have passed through. It's all about the gospel. So tell me what one from campus. Things are going on from campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, take another one. Campus, we are carried out from campus. Come on, tell me what one. Everybody want.
Yes, yes, yes. Wagwan Campus, indeed. Greetings, everyone listening. Whether you're listening on the radio, you're listening online, wherever it is that you're listening to Campus Connection this evening, welcome, welcome, welcome to Everything Wagwan Campus. I am Jonathan Fletcher back in the place, right, with my co-host.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anesta Samuels, and we are so happy to be here with you all. Of course, you're listening to
Mm-hmm.
Campus Connection, which is brought to you today by the Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power. And we
Oh,
want to
yes.
just big up every single person who has been with us throughout the weeks. Those who were hanging in there with me last week while Jonathan abandoned me. Uh huh.
But
You
we're
thought I
together
would
again. That's
forget?
the important thing is that we're together again.
Yes, yes, yes. So, hello to everyone who is on YouTube, on Facebook. We are live on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and TikTok. And we want to say hello to you at Love 101 FM Jamaica. If you're watching, please
Mm-hmm.
leave a comment. Please let us know that you're with us. And we have a special episode for you today because we're dealing with how to balance academics with extracurricular activities. So, I'm
Yeah.
one of those kids in school, Jonathan, that was I was very active. I was
Oh
in
yes.
a lot of stuff. And so you
Oh
had to
yes.
make sure that your grades didn't suffer. Did you have that
Mm-hmm.
experience?
Absolutely. If school ended at 2 o'clock, I'm not seeing my house until 7, 8, thereabout because of the activities that I had to endure after school. Because the truth
Endure.
is, yeah, man, endure because sometimes it felt as if I was doing a whole 9 to 5 because you finish school and then you go into your extracurricular activities. But I'm so grateful for extracurricular activities because the truth is, some of my lifelong friends really came from me being a part of these extracurricular activities.
Mhm.
Big up the Arden Music Club every time, every day.
Oh,
You don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
um, but yeah, I am so grateful that outside of your regular classroom setting and whatever you are having, this opportunity to really zone in on meeting other people.
Absolutely. And we are so looking forward to that discussion which is coming up at 5:55. But just before we get there, we have our education news and bulletin which will also be followed by a special campus alert feature. And then we'll at 5:40 we will have our honor roll segment with Miss Sanaya Watt. She is from the Ottawa University in Kansas. So we're looking forward
Hmm.
to hearing from her. And then at 5:50, there will be our I Chose Christ feature by Donette Morris of the Michael University College. So there's lots, lots, lots in store for you. You definitely want to stay with us as we go through this episode.
Absolutely. Definitely looking forward to those conversations that we will have. But before we jump into the conversations, of course, we have to keep you in the know with everything that is happening on campus. So we're going to go ahead and, listen to the education news and bulletin, which will be read by Alexia Powell, sixth form student at the St. Catherine High School.
Education news and bulletin for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024, here inside Campus Connection. In our first story, more Jamaicans have poor view of local standard of education. A national survey has revealed almost 40% of Jamaicans have a negative view of standard of education in Jamaica's public schools. The poll was conducted by the Don Anderson-led Market Research Services Limited. the MRSL, between September 27th and October 3rd and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3% at the 95% confidence level. A total of 1,012 persons participated. MRSL has indicated that non-aligned, publicly traded private sector interests assisted in financing the research, the parameters of which were determined solely by MRSL. Asked how they would rate the standard of education in Jamaica school at this time, 39% of the participants shared a negative perception. A further 28% of respondents believe that the standard of education in Jamaican school is average, while 29% view the standard of education in Jamaican schools as being good to excellent. 3% of respondents said they were unsure. Stating that there are challenges in the education system that needs to be addressed, Anderson said action should be taken to improve the quality of schooling of the nation's youth. What this tells us is that as a country, we're not happy with the standard of our education, and therefore we need to do a proper analysis to see what are the challenges and why is it that they have this perception of education, he said. He pointed out, however, that the survey was conducted soon after the results of Caribbean Examinations Council, the CXC exams, were released, which placed the academic performance of Jamaican students under a microscope. Only 18% of Jamaican students who sat this year's Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) exams received 5 or more subjects, inclusive of mathematics and English, a 3 percentage point decrease when compared with last year. Jamaican students also performed below the region's average in CSEC mathematics and English. 33% of the students obtained a passing grade in math, while 74% passed English. The averages across the Caribbean region were 36% and 76% for the respective subject areas. On a brighter note, Inwood High awards outstanding staff. Several staff members at the St. Catherine-based Inwood High School have been recognized for dedicated services over the last academic year. During a function held on Tuesday, October 15th, at the institution's campus under the theme Raising the Standard Through Improved Morale, awards were presented to the outstanding teachers across various departments and support staff. Acting Vice Principal of the school, Camilla Mullings Wilson, said that the award ceremony, which was being held for the third year, is a means of motivating every category of staff, from the security to the person that cleans the grounds. It is organized by the school's Stakeholder Morale Improvement Committee, SMIC. We have seen where people have come together, people are more enthused to work, and students are now involved in the program, and their morale has also improved, she noted. This year's award ceremony included a sip of paint segment, which Mullings Wilson said was a nice twist. We really enjoyed ourselves. Language Teacher of the Year, Sarafina Bailey, was pleased to receive the award for the second year in a row. I put in the work. The children and I have a very beautiful relationship, and I'm happy that my hard work has paid off. It is a great feeling, and Innswood is the place to be, she told JIS News. Mathematics Teacher of the Year, Javel Sr. said, to be acknowledged in this way is a good feeling. I worked in many other professions, but the acknowledgement raises the morale. The job is fun, and it goes a far way. Senior Secretary Janelle Gordon, who was named Auxiliary Staff of the Year, said that this was the first year that she was eligible for an award, as she previously served on the organizing committee. She expressed gratitude, knowing that your hard work and dedication are appreciated and have not gone unnoticed will push me to do more, she said. Coordinator of the event and conceptualizer of the award scheme, Angela Easy Brown, said it is a God-mandated task. She noted that the award program has grown from rewarding exceptional effort with tokens like phone credit to the staging of annual award ceremony as sponsors came on board. If we improve morale, we will get the standard to be high. Innswood has talent, the staff are just great, and if we get the resources, we will go far, she said. The acting vice principal shared that students did well in the 2024 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) exams. Our head boy got all his 9 subjects and our head girl copped all 8 subjects. Both are at the Michael University College studying to become teachers. We have other students who got 7 subjects and we are making our mark and we intend to make this academic year even better, she said. Now for the bulletin. The public is invited to Open House 2024, a showcase of the colleges and faculties of University of Technology Jamaica. This will be held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily at 2 campuses, the Alfred Sangster Auditorium, Papine Campus, October 30 to 31st, and the Western Campus, 17 Dome Street, Montego Bay, on November 8th. For further information and registration, visit www.utech.edu.jm/openhouse. That is www.utech.edu.jm/openhouse. In other news, Jamaica Youth for Christ invites all to its National Prayer Breakfast under the theme Not Giving Up, God is Our Help. This event will be held on November 2nd at 8 a.m. at the Jamaica Stock Exchange at 40 Harbor Street in Kingston. Our MC, featuring Nadine Blair, featured artists John Mark Wigan and Audia Spencer Brown. Our guest speaker, Bishop Dr. Neville Owens. All you need is a contribution of 4,000 Jamaican dollars. You can contact us by calling 876-960-4830. That is 876-960-4830, or send an email to jamaicayfc1@gmail.com. That is jamaicayfc1@gmail.com. That's all we have for you today inside Education News and Bulletin. I am Alexia Powell.
Are you ready to unlock your future? Dreaming of studying abroad? Then get ready for CupFest 2024, October 29 to 30 at the Jamaica Pegasus from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. on both days. This is the Caribbean's largest education fair. That's right, CupFest is your one-stop shop to explore incredible opportunities at top universities and colleges from across the globe. Meet face-to-face with representatives from renowned institutions like Conestoga College, Seneca College, University of South Florida, University of Guelph, and many, many more. Get expert advice on programs, scholarships, and student life. Discover your perfect fit and take the first step towards your dream career. Don't miss this incredible chance to shape your future. CupFest, October 29 to 30 at the Jamaica Pegasus from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. on both days. Visit our website at cupfestinternational.com to register and get the latest updates. This is your time to shine. CupFest, your journey starts here.
Okay, where are the campus nights?
All right. Thank you so much to Alexia Powell, the sixth form student at St. Catherine High School, who did our education news and bulletin. And as you just heard, there was a promotional ad there for CupFest Jamaica 2024.
Mhm.
And it sounds pretty interesting. It's an education fair for those who are interested in studying abroad. You could go just to find out information about the opportunities that are available to you. Jonathan, have you ever thought of studying overseas? London,
I
Canada,
mean, once
Toronto?
or twice, once or twice. Maybe it's in the pipeline. Who really knows?
Wow.
But
It's not over till it's over.
it's not over until it's over. Definitely not. And the show is not over. It's not yet over. And we want you to be a part of the conversation. So you can feel free to send us a WhatsApp message, 876-997-3125. If you just want to hail up Anesta, ask her how
Okay.
she doing, whatever, you can just, send her a quick WhatsApp message,
Or
876
Jonathan,
nine nine seven 3125, or leave us a comment on Facebook or on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica or on TikTok. Right. I want to ask you a question, Tina. Do you think that there should be more scholarships available for student athletes? Remember, we're talking about balancing academics and extracurricular activities with a focus on sports. So, do you think there should be more scholarships made available for student athletes? We want to know. So, send us a WhatsApp message, leave us a comment on the live stream. If you want to see Anesta right now, you can go ahead and jump on the live stream and you'll be able to see what's going on. That sound good? Yeah, I think so too.
Moving on to honor
Yeah.
roll. We
Let's
have
move to our
yeah,
honor
let's
roll.
just move on. Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on that. So we have Miss Sanaya Watt. She's from Ottawa University in Kansas. Speaking of international colleges and universities, and she is majoring in engineering. She competes as
Big.
I'm telling you, she competes as an athlete. She does lacrosse and she also does track and field. And Sanaya is here with us today in our honor roll segment. Hello to you, Sanaya.
Hi, hello, good day.
Hey, Sanaya, how are you doing? Are you cold? Is it cold now?
Getting there probably.
Getting
Almost.
almost. Kansas is weird. Like in the first part of the week, it was very cold, but now it's just eh.
Eh.
Mental weather.
We're glad that it's right now. But how was your transition from Jamaica to Kansas? What was that like for you?
Firstly, it was very exciting for me. I didn't expect that I would be overseas. It was mostly smooth, but not everything in life is smooth. There was a little here and there, but it was mostly smooth, nothing major. Cause I trusted in God, and I believe that if there was something that was wrong, He would handle it, and I would just have to
Wow, beautiful. We're looking forward to this discussion, Sanaya, and we're going to a quick break. But when we return, we want to hear all about your experience in Ottawa. All right, let's go.
Hey, the Top Up Flow app is a great way to get Flow prepaid mobile plans. You know, the plans that give you real unlimited social media, YouTube, anywhere calls, and data for TikTok. And for limited time only, get a 28-day plan for only $2,900 when you activate through the app. That's a $500 saving.
The easy, convenient way to save on your Flow 28-day prepaid mobile plan with unlimited social and anywhere calls is to download the Top Up Flow app or visit topupflow.com.
Download today and start saving.
NHT contributors, get ready to home it. Saturday, October 26th, Harmony Beach Park, Montego Bay. And Saturday, November 2, Emancipation Park. Come nail down your loans from NHT and other mortgage institutions. Get shovel ready with home builder advice. Hear from technical experts and smart energy providers. Enjoy Kiddies Village and live entertainment. That's NHT Home It Expo. Saturday, October 26th, Harmony Beach Park. And Saturday, November 2, Emancipation Park. Admission is free.
Here's why you can't afford to miss the Morning Watch.
I love listening to the Morning Watch because topics are discussed and issues are highlighted that are of major importance, which in turn edify me.
The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I like listening to the Morning Watch. I find it very informative. I find it very interesting. The topics that are covered are very, very wide.
The Morning Watch, thought-provoking, insightful, current. Listen for the probing questions with attorney at law Stokely Marshall and the in-depth discussion with Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint. The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Morning Watch is on the family station Love 101.
Febreze. Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plus, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Okay, where are campus nights?
Yes, yes. Welcome back to Campus Connection, brought to you by Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power. If you're just joining us, we are speaking with Sanaya Watt, who is at the Ottawa University in Kansas. And she was just telling us how things are just no, sorry, the weather is right now. But last week or earlier this week it was more than but yeah, Sanaya.
What?
No, isn't that what you said? That's what you said.
So
Right? All right, cool. I finished. Go ahead, Anis.
okay, so Sanayo, you've managed to balance your studies and your involvement in sports. You're a dual athlete, so you're not just competing in one sport. You're doing both lacrosse and the track and field. So tell us how you do it.
Sports wise, athletic wise, I stay in contact with my coaches. So anything that I need to do or they ask me to do, because I'm an international athlete, there are some things that I need to do that is required of me more than other athletes, documents wise. Stay on top of that. Try to keep in contact with them. If there is anything wrong, I tell them. Academic wise, I find it hard to study. I try, but I find it hard to study. So the thing that I do is, as a university student, you are given a lot of homework. So I try to complete my homework as quick as possible, but not only do it for just to do it, but I try to to learn something. Like if I miss something in class, I try to learn it through the homework, and I can always go to us because the professors are very open. They're like, if you need anything, come to us, talk to us, and yeah. So I try to use my homeworks to learn. And before exams, I try to study. I study different. I feel like there are other people that study like me because there's a lot of people in the world. But when I study, I can't stop because when I stop, I get this. So I'd be sitting for like 2-3 hours just going through schoolwork, and that feels okay for me. So I study before my exams. I try to stay on top of my homework, and I try to pay attention in classes. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Wow. And based on where you are now, what kind of support are you currently leaning on to really get you through? Because I know it's difficult being an international student. So what kind of support are you leaning on? What are you using as that, motivation to say, hey, I have to continue?
To get here, there's a lot of people who needed to pitch in to help, but the person, God, and then after God, you have my mother. My mom, she had to reach out and ask, and like she's with me every single day on the phone. She's not here. On the phone, she calls me. She even tries to wake me up sometime because I would have training at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
And then like I have class later in the day. So like she would try to be there for me and any little thing that I need. So I try to think about how hard my mom is working and how hard else were providing for me because they didn't have to do it. She didn't have to do it, but she did. So I'm looking at that and I'm using that as my motivation.
Wow,
And
powerful.
I love that you have that support. Tell us, what are some of your future career plans?
Well, I want to be a mechanical engineer. I'm just doing engineering abroad right now. I want to be a mechanical engineer or an aerospace engineer. So I would like work work on cars or like manufacturing of cars or the manufacturing of aircrafts. That would be under aerospace engineering. So yeah, so those are my two main focuses. But I'm very fascinated with space, so I would lean more on the aircrafts like the spacecrafts.
Nice. I love it. Wow.
That's powerful. That's powerful. And finally, can you just share a word of encouragement with our young people listening? You know, those who may want to make the transition to further their studies overseas. What's one advice? What's one word of advice that you'd give to them?
Um, one word of advice: you won't see it. You won't see it when you won't believe or think of it happening, but just trust in God and believe. Like if you want something, it is your life. You should go after it. No matter how impossible it looks, you should go after it because there's nothing impossible with God. You should
Wow.
always reach for whatever you want in life. That's what my mom told me. My mom was like, I will not tell you what you should do. I'll just be there for whatever you want to do. So I'll just give you a little advice. Okay, but whatever you need to do or you feel like you want to do it. Also, faith and strong mind.
Powerful, powerful, absolutely powerful. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sanaya Watt. Powerful word of encouragement there from her. She is an international student and a dual athlete, majoring in engineering. Boy, I couldn't do it, to be very honest, but she's doing it and we're very proud of her. Sanaya, big up yourself and all the very best for the future.
Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Wow, I tell you, these students, they are just impressive.
Yeah.
Super impressive.
Yeah. And we, speaking of impressive, we have a very powerful testimony coming up for you. It's our I Chose Christ feature. And on this week's episode, it's brought to you by Donette Morris, a Michael University College student. So listen in and be blessed.
Hi guys, my name is Donette Morris and I am a fourth year student at the Michael University College and I am in the field of education. Now I want to talk about the transformational power of Jesus Christ in my life as a pornographic addict and as someone who used to tell a lot of lies. Now I was introduced to porn at a very early age in my life, and as technology progresses and I had more access to the internet, it grew worse. I was so, I would say, addicted to the point that if I didn't go like one day of watching porn, it was just not a regular day for me. And because of that, of course, you can imagine I was kind of living a secret life, which would have now called me to defend the type of life that I was living, which I would have covered with lies, right? So I remembered struggling so badly, it affected my school, right? I used pornography as a stress releaser, right? And I just basically use it as always my comeback mechanism. So I didn't really need a lot of friends and all of that because I had something that was captivating me. And of course, if you have been a pornographic addict, if you have had the experience of what it's like, you'd know that it's basically a world to yourself. Now for lying, after a while, I just started telling a whole bag of lies. I could build up something on the spot. I did it to feel good about myself. I did it to affect somebody else for me to look good and all of that. All of what you can think about people use lying for, I did that. I remember I even went through high school living a lie. And after a while, I almost lost who I was. But I remember one day I went to church and there was somebody who opened up that they were having the challenge of pornography. Happens to be my now husband. And he talked about how it is that the Lord had delivered him. And, for the moment he was, giving that charge to us that we could have been delivered. And I remember I went to the altar that day and I gave it to Jesus. And for the first time in my life, there was this power that I got that I cannot explain, that up to this day, I'm no longer a pornographic addict. And I remember for lying, I read the scripture that said that we should confess our sins one to another and that, we will be healed. And I remember I took up the phone and I called my friend and I told my friend, I said, hey, I'm a liar. I'm going through this thing of lying and I don't know what to do. And I confessed everything to him, and he prayed for me. And can I tell you, from that day, I've not struggled with lying. And that's my story about the transformational power of Jesus Christ. That if you're going through something, that you can come out. I choose Jesus, and you should too.
I love it, love it, love
Big,
it.
big,
Listen,
big, big, big.
listen. I
Powerful.
love those testimonies that just tell you of the power of God, just straight up. God is amazing and he's powerful. I know we have to break. I know we have to break, but I was just so blessed by that testimony. Thank you so much to you, Donette Morris of the Micah University College. We're going now to a quick break, and when we return, more Campus Connection. Stay with us.
Know how much you can afford to spend. Be truthful with yourself and honestly determine how much you can afford to save or borrow. Do not rush into any financial decision. Always remember that you are responsible for your own financial well-being. So be smart about your financial decisions and choose products that are right for you.
This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Don't let freshness stitch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Welcome back to Campus Connection. Thank you so much for sticking with us. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about balancing academics and extracurricular activities with a special focus on sports. And remember, Campus Connection is brought to you by Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power. We have a very interesting conversation ready and waiting for you. Remember the question we asked earlier, do you think that there should be more scholarships available for student athletes? That's what we want to talk about. Well, a part of what we want to talk about. And with us this evening, we have some very important people who will be helping in, giving us some insight on this particular topic. We have Mr. Leandre King from St. Catherine High School, Mr. Jordan Harris from Old Harbor High School, and Mr. Ainsley Walker, Dean of Discipline from St. Catherine High School. Gentlemen, greetings. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good evening. Good evening.
Awesome.
Good evening.
So let's get straight into the conversation. The first question that we have for you is, do you think that student athletes receive the support needed in the teaching and learning process in order to get good results? So that's what we want to start, or where we want to start first. Leandre, could you go ahead and answer that for us? So do you think that student athletes receive the kind of support that they need in the classroom in order for them to get the results necessary to be active in the sport that they play?
Some schools may help the students for that endeavor, but I don't think the school comes together with everybody to help that said student or help the sport overall. That's from my perspective, that is.
Just to a follow-up question based on what you said, Leandre. So are student athletes special?
We're not special, but I would say we should get a lot of attention, but we should get at least some attention that other extracurricular activities might get.
Got it. Got it. Sir Ainsley, what are your thoughts?
Good evening, everyone. I do not think our student athletes get enough support for their various endeavors. I think that for persons who are exerting physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy, there should be avenues created for them to be able to create the time, the space to study, and also give them the assistance, really be it a material resource or human resource to assist them with their various endeavors.
So, Mr. Walker, just following up on that, from where you sit as a dean of discipline, do you find that sports helps to curb the behavior of our students?
It works both ways, and if used properly, it does help to curb. Not just at my institution. One of the institutions I like to use as an example is STETS, where the principal he proudly speaks of his programs where he uses the footballers and the track athletes within the institution to guide a lot of his programs within the school. And because of their influence on other students, they affect the students in a positive way. So yes, it does help. We do have avenues where persons try to think sports persons shouldn't abide by rules, so they do carry out some negative behavior. But with the right programs, I think we can help to curb that.
Absolutely. So, Jordan, you are, from what we understand, you're from Old Harbor High School and you're in grade 12. Can you tell us a little bit about how important it is to balance academics with extracurricular activities? And remember to unmute your microphone.
I am initially coming from St. Catherine High School, where I would have had my 5 years of education and currently going to the Old Harbor High School. I think balancing schoolwork and extracurricular is fundamental to your development because you have both things basically fighting with each other. So you, the student, need to be effective with your time management, know that you have priorities and responsibilities, and your education is your greatest responsibility. So you should make time for both and not make one outweigh the other.
Interesting, interesting. But based on where we are now, Sir Walker, Jamaica has a discipline problem. That's what we've been hearing a lot. We've had conversations as relates to, violence within the school part of our country. Do you think that sports could really help some of these young men and young women who are not associated with sports any at all? Do you think that sports could really help in transforming their behavioral pattern?
I do not think sports will help. I know it will. In Jamaica in recent times, we have glorified being disobedient. We have glorified being rude. It is now fancy to be someone who does not follow the rules. But when you talk to people within sports, one of the questions I tend to ask my athletes, when you're participating, do you set the rules or do you have to go by the given rules? And the answer is yes, they have to go by the given rules. So I say that is a transition to our modern society. Do you set the rules of our society or do you have to live by the laws of our society? So you use the sports and have them to transfer the learning that they have in sports, where they have to abide by rules, follow guidelines, follow training regimes, things like that. So you ask them to transfer that to their everyday life and you will see where it assists them.
That's really good. So, Leandre, can you tell us a little bit more about how do you prioritize in terms of ensuring that you don't focus too much on academics and then your sports suffers, or likewise you don't focus too much on sports and then academics suffer?
For me, time management is very necessary for me. if I don't manage my time wisely, I'm going to focus too much on the course and not a lot on the schoolwork. So what I do, I would normally leave training like around 5:30 thereabout, and then I come home and then I would hit the books for about 2 to 3 hours, and then after that I will do other activities. It all comes back to time management, because time management is very effective. If you don't have it, you're basically going to outweigh each other. Yes.
And staying with you, Leandre, based on what you've experienced with balancing the different things that you have to do, right? Do you think that extracurricular activity sometimes outweigh academics?
Yes, if you give too much time to extracurricular activities, it will outweigh it. But it's not the case for everybody, because you have some person that will give all your time to extracurricular activities and still they would perform well in school.
I just want to read some information here that we have, where it says high school is a time of significant development and transformation. Students now face fresh difficulties in their academic and social lives. So to succeed in high school and beyond, it's critical to strike a balance between academics and extracurricular activities. And so now the question is, why is it important to balance academics and extracurricular activities? And so Walker, based on where you sit, right, is there an example that you may have seen of a student who did well in balancing both academics and extracurricular activities, and the merit that you would have seen coming from that student's life? Any example that you could bring right now? Anything that comes to mind?
Oh, there are many examples. One person I would bring is Sekou Clark, son of Michael Clark, one of our more accomplished track and field coaches. Sekou Clark had a storied history at Jamaica College. He went on, did very well at the university, and at the end of university, he chose not to take up track and field professionally. Sekou now is a very successful immigration lawyer in the state of Florida. As a matter of fact, I think he expanded his law firm and opened 2 additional branches. So that is one person who showed that it could be done. There are many other students that we have around, but because of his name and the easy recognition of the individual, he's one of the examples I would bring forward.
As you said that, Mr. Walker, what is the role of parents? Because you mentioned Michael Clark's role. And what's the role of parents in ensuring that students balance extracurricular activities with their sports?
The parents have a very significant role. One, it's help them to manage motivation. You see, sports is very addictive and it will pull you. So when a child is doing well in sports, they'll be motivated to work hard in it. But you need the parent that's strong, that steady voice to be in the back of their minds. Remember, do not falter, do not waste time here, do not let this slip, do not let this go by. Keep them focused, keep them driven with their academics as well as with their sports. And with that voice from the parents, you can help that child stay on the path of doing well in both.
Thank you so much, Mr. Walker. We know you do have to run, but we certainly appreciate your inputs on our discussion so far. We are going to a quick break, but when we return, we'll be talking some more about balancing academics with extracurricular activities. And this is our sports edition, and we're just looking forward to this discussion. So stay with us here on Campus Connection. We'll be right back.
Looking to add a touch of elegance to your room? The Lighting World by Fosrich is having a massive lighting blowout sale. Get your wall lamps, chandeliers, ceiling lamps, fans, and more at amazingly low prices. Sale begins Sunday, September 29, with up to 50% off selected items. It's the Fosrich Lighting Blowout Sale, September 29. Shop and save only at Fosrich. Open Sundays.
When they begin to frown, changes are easy within it.
When tape diapers are difficult to change, it's time for Pampers Easy Up. They're easy to put on and take off, keeping their skin protected.
When they begin to frown, changes are easy within it.
Okay, where are the campus?
All right, welcome back to Campus Connection. If you're just joining us, we're talking about balancing academics and extracurricular activities with a special focus on sports. Before the break, we were talking with, some young men, and Sir Ainsley Walker, Dean of Discipline from the St. Catherine High School. Unfortunately, he had to leave, but we continue in the conversation. So, Jordan, we have been reliably informed that you are a former student athlete. Is there any particular reason that you decided to put down the sports aspect of things?
I never really went far in sports because at the time that I had shown interest in sports, COVID came around and I didn't really took it up back after we came back. So it's more of like I'm more involved in extracurricular activities such as debating, student council, drama, and the more creative side of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And we understand that you're also a small business owner. So how are you juggling all of these things? I mean, I know we're all saying time management, but give us some insights on how you're able to manage your time wisely.
To be honest, it has been very rough trying to manage school and a business. And when you're a business owner, you have to give most of your time to your business because my business is ever growing. I'm always in collaboration with other persons to grow my business. So
Tell
what
us
I
exactly
do,
what the business is, by the way.
I sell phone accessories like phone case, earpods, phone charms, lens, screen protectors,
Okay.
selfie lights, and etc. I also make cases as well.
That's neat.
So Jordan, where you find time to do all of that?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
where
how
really
are you
find
doing
time?
this and
I
still doing
am
well in school?
I am normally involved in school when conversations are being had in the classroom. I'm always one of those person who hands always goes up. Me and my teachers always having debates and converse on topics and subjects and so forth. And so it's always a fun learning experience with me because I am also a great team leader when it comes to group work. So I know that I also have my teachers with me and also classmates which I have interesting conversations with, which have aided me to do well in my CXC subjects.
Okay, so just to help our listeners just a little bit, what I'm hearing from you, Jordan, is that you participate in class, you
Yes.
make sure you maintain a good rapport with your teachers so that they can offer any additional support that you need, and you stay in tune with whatever assignments are given. So if it's group work, you stay in tune with whatever assignments are given for that group. Is that correct?
Yes, because it is my responsibility at the end of the day.
Awesome,
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely. Boy, so Leandre, just to give another perspective to the conversation, right? We do understand that sports can be the way out for a lot of students, and it has been the way out for a lot of students. What do you say to the parent who is listening right now, who is telling their son or their daughter that, hey, no matter that sports thing, they take up your book, focus on the academics? What would you say to that parent?
I would say to that parent, be a support system to your child. I would say not encourage them to not do sports. Sports is basically a therapy, it's therapeutic. So if you just come home and you come home and you just do book work, that can be sometimes stressing. But when after school, if you're there and you get to play a sport and then you go home and study, then you have a little free time not to study there about. So I would say to the parents to be a support system and not and not not disencourage your children to not do sports.
Absolutely.
Powerful.
And just to follow up on that, Leandre, do you feel like a level of you have to be realism, so you can't commit to certain things, learning how to say no, is that also a part of balancing?
Yes, it is. Because if you always continue to say yes and you will do this and you will do that and you will do this and you will do that, you're a point in life where you come and say, "Oh my God, I'm stressed out. I can't do this," and then you're going to end up losing sleep and you feel like you're going to go mad basically.
Hmm. So what are some of the, probably Jordan, you can help with this as well. Um, what are some of the things you use to guide you in terms of what you say yes to and what you say no to when it comes to balancing your time?
For me, if the task is not in my line, or for instance, not where, if I'm not able to do it or not being able to get to where I'm supposed to be, I won't say yes to it. But if I
Mhm.
can get there or can encourage or can tell the person that yes, I can do that, I will say yes to that task.
Hmm. What about you, Jordan?
I think communication and good moral compass has been something that I've been reliable on. For example, I get a work that is due tomorrow, and a person wants something from me that they want either today or also tomorrow as well. I know that I have to speak with those persons
Hmm.
and when they can get it and not work with their time, but my time, who should therefore help me excel in school and also compromising with my social life and other stuff.
Hmm. So essentially what I'm hearing from, well, first from you, Leandre, is that you have to look at what is your overall plan or your overall goal, and you decide if that commitment aligns with your overall goal. So you're playing lacrosse and you're studying in school. Somebody asks you to, I don't know, go wash their car. It might not align with what you need to do at that moment, so you'll probably say no about for those things. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, I will.
And then Jordan, you're what I'm getting from you is that you just basically communicate. You look at what are your timelines, what are the things you have to deliver on, and then you
Mm-hmm.
make an assessment and say, okay, well, this I just can't do this because, I have other obligations.
Yes, that's basically it.
Okay, awesome.
Wow, wow, wow. Very powerful points coming out of this conversation. Can you really balance academics and extracurricular activities, specifically sports? That's the question that we really wanted to be answered. And I think our panelists did an excellent job in communicating and answering the different points that were brought forward. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being a part of Campus Connection this evening, and we wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Right. Yeah,
Well done, Leandre and Jordan. And I
absolutely.
mean, these students, they are balancing school, they're balancing
Mm-hmm.
academics, business. I mean, grade
Hello.
12, 13. Hello.
Hello, you do your maths work and then you have to go make phone case. Hello?
I know
That's
that's
not
right.
easy. That's not easy. That's I am inspired. I'm not in
Yeah.
school, but I am
Yeah.
inspired,
Yeah.
to say the least. That's powerful. That's absolutely powerful. And those are the kind of stories that we want to, you know, be a part of and um here on the show. Do just the way how even young men, I'm always blessed when young men are going the extra mile to do what they need to do to, make it out the struggle.
Right. And we want to say hello to those of you who have been commenting. We've been seeing your comments. Christine said, well said, Leandre and Jordan. Anabu said, well said, guys. Tafari wants to say, well done to Sanaya and Leandre. You made us proud. And so, a few persons have been coming on just to show their appreciation to our guests. I saw Yori Sonai saying, diligent, king, diligent, oh, bro. Lots of good comments here.
Yeah, awesome stuff coming out of this evening's show. And we wanted to keep the comments coming, keep the questions, keep the messages coming. We wanted to interact with us as much as possible as we continue to bring you more things while going on campus. And next week, that is October 29, is open house. You don't want to miss that. You really don't want to miss that. Yeah.
Will that be
big
the day Jonathan sings for us? He said he was in the music
relax.
club, guys.
Let's continue with the show. Let's continue with the show. Big up to the team.
I love how you're ready to end the show now.
Yeah,
Look at
man. Dr. Nadine Blair, Jermaine Johnson, Timmy Butler, David Sutton and Latifa Reed, Chennai Smith and Eden Palmer, Raquel Roberts and Ruth Lawrence. Our guests, wow.
Sing for us. Hashtag
Alexia
sing, Jonathan.
Miss Anaya Watt.
Hashtag
Mrs. Donette
SANG.
Morris, Mr. Leandre King, Mr. Ainsley Walker, Mr. Jordan Harris. Hopefully, we'll see that video one day of Anesta playing the drums. But in the meantime, in between time, Campus Connection was brought to you today by Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power. See you next week as we explore more things while going on campus. I'm Jonathan Fletcher.
And I'm Anesta Samuels. We see you next week.
We create this space just for you.